Okay. Oh, baby. Oh, mine. Oh, baby. If it all ends well, could you say that it was worth it? How y'all doing? How are my people out there? How are you guys feeling? Because I don't know if y'all remember what I said last week. I'm going to keep the hope alive. When I tell you, it's been like out of nowhere, something I couldn't even think of. Gemini season, I'm going to need you to calm yourself down. Calm out there, baby, please. What are we doing here? Why are you trying to spike people's blood pressure? Like, you might be showing me something I don't know. Welcome back to another episode of Present Not Perfect. I'm your host, Mimi Jeanite. Without further ado, today, we're going to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people are bad at, especially in this day and time. We kind of suck at it. I don't know why we don't learn from our mistakes as much as we should, but we're going to figure it out one day. Let us get into it. Okay, class. If you were taught how to date, raise your hand. If your hand is raised, congratulations. You are not the majority. We learn so much about how to be a person, right? Outside of school, outside of the actual educational system that they have in place. It seems like the more inconvenient something is for us, the better it is for the system. That's the way it seems. And that happens with a lot of things that we're supposed to know as people, as human beings, as people that interact with other people. The things that we're meant to know, they don't actually teach us. We have to acknowledge the fact that there was a lot of shit that was happening in the past that a lot of people felt like they didn't even have time for the superficial stuff that could seem superficial right now as far as dating and interacting with people and emotions and all the other nuanced things. They possibly didn't feel like they had time to go into all that shit because it's just not the focus, it's not the priority. So streamline down the timeline when we come into this generation and people don't know how to talk to each other. People don't know how to emotionally acknowledge someone. People don't know what they're feeling for themselves and they project onto other people. This is all essentially what happens when nobody cares. I feel like our parents and their parents did their best with what they had. Whatever their resources were, they did their best. I'm sure there were people out there that could possibly be titled as hippie or weird or just somebody just not connected to reality, because it seems like reality promotes more of the asshole type. So with those people that actually had the opportunity to teach and instill those fundamentals within whoever they were guardians for, I'm pretty sure those people are so tapped in. Like, I feel like those people are a lot more whole when it comes to being able to function in this society because they know more about themselves, so their emotional mind is a lot more regulated versus somebody that doesn't know, so then they kind of just let their emotions run amok, but then they still don't realize that their emotions are running amok because they are not aware or acknowledging the actual emotion they're putting out. They're only aware of whatever they're receiving. Damn, I'm hungry, dog. I need to eat after this. I come from a Caribbean household, so my parents used to tell me that I am not ever going to date. That was the last thing I should be thinking about. There should be no reason why I like a boy. There should be no reason why I'm thinking about boys, and there's going to be no way that I'm going to start dating anytime soon. Even if I bring it up to them, I need to be worried about school. I need to be worried about my grades. That's what I need to be worried about. And here we are today. Not saying that I haven't done my part to learn about dating myself and, things like that. And that's why I'm here today. But from back then, understanding that, okay, this is something that is needed in order for you to understand how to work well with another person, especially when it's another gender, because we think differently, or a lot of us think differently compared to each other. It's just the way that we are processing a lot of what is happening to us is a bit different. parent. So my parents and my parents' parents, I don't think they did a good job in showing us how to date, showing us how to be a partner to somebody else, because they didn't know. Unfortunately, they just didn't know. Their parents didn't receive that guidance from their parents. In those times, it was like the woman is just a tool used for whatever the man needs. Then you get into a space where the woman is fighting for rights or some type of equality, but still has to do a lot more in facilitating some type of nurturing ground. And also the man is still kind of like outside doing his thing. Now there's mad kids being created. There's mad kids being made, especially in the Caribbean arena. Boy, when I tell you, there was so many kids made during that time, like 11 kids, 12 kids, bro. And it's like, how are you even able to instill all of these fundamentals within a child when you have so many of them to look after? So now, not only do you not have guidance from your parent, because they didn't have guidance from their parent in order for them to know how to date or choose the right partner or actually figure out what the character of the person is that you want to build something that's actually going to grow, that's actually going to be good for both people. How are you going to learn that if they didn't receive it? And then now you're having a whole bunch of brothers and sisters that you're just trying to figure out life with as well, and your mom is still in the space she's in, your dad's still outside doing his thing. If he was outside doing his thing, he could possibly be inside the house, but they still don't know anything about that. They just know we made you like this. So now you get those people that are, sneaking out, doing their shit, being kids, being teenagers. And this gets into their mind. Okay, if the only thing that really happens between a man and a woman is the fact that you can come together and you can make kids. That's from that era, right? So you can make a lot of kids if you get into it with a man and a woman. Now you're not really instilling anything within the child, and then they go and they're just gonna go ahead and do their shit. They're just gonna sneak out and do their shit. So now with our parents, they know you can sneak out and do some shit, and they also know that this is what happens when you link a man and a woman together. They're gonna have babies. So now we get into the stage of, okay, I don't want you going out there being a fast little girl, or I don't want you going out there just knocking any girl up. It's a whole bunch of just projection onto the child within my generation, where it's like, okay, you're scared for me, but I don't even know why I should be scared. You haven't explained anything to me for me to be like, okay, this is why I should go this way, or this is why I shouldn't go this way. So then we don't pick up any fundamentals about how we're meant to actually interact with people. We just know that, okay, if we have sex, I'm gonna have a baby with you, and that's it. Instead of figuring out how to talk to people and what we should look for to make sure that this person actually has some type of sound mind. So nobody really knew how to date, and this is why the dating pool right now is basura. It's trash. I won't say that for everyone, but there's a lot of expectations within dating right now that a lot of people have crossed hairs with. Some people think the dude is supposed to buy everything. The dude is supposed to put down on everything. He's supposed to fly me out. He's supposed to buy me a little Birkin. He's supposed to get me some red bottom. He's supposed to take me out shopping. He's supposed to buy all the food. He's supposed to buy all the drinks. If I bring my friend out, he's supposed to do this. He's supposed to do that. But then what are you doing? And then as far as like some of the females, where it's like, okay, if I want something, or if I want to kind of control this man, I can control him by giving him a little punani. I can control him by actually giving him something that he wants and taunting him with it. And with the dudes, it's like, okay, oh, she ain't wifey if she don't cook and clean for me. Oh, she can't be a baby mom. Or like, there's so many stipulations, bro. It's just like, okay, but have we found out the character of the person? Have we gone to actually figure out what the character of this person actually is for us to feel like we should date? This is what the crux of dating is. Who are you? Do you like the same things? Do you guys have ambition? Can you see a future together? So if we go from a date to then dating, that means you go on multiple dates to figure out if you like each other and if you can see something coming from that. So now we get into the portion where it's like, okay, if we're dating, are we exclusive? And that's a conversation for the people that are dating. Nobody has to have hard feelings because we're dating. At this point, we shouldn't have got too deep into anything to make us feel like we have been emotionally invested that bad that we don't want to leave, or that we deserve some type of communion with this person if they choose not to be exclusive. That's the purpose of dating. It could be the other side of the spectrum where you're a chronic dater and you're just dating to date. You're not really dating to really be in anything. And you find yourself in all of these different scenarios, all of these different situationships. And it's like, no, you're just a dater. You're just a dater. With the modern dating right now, modern day dating, there's a lot of people that see having somebody as like a ticket. So they're not asking the right questions to that person to make sure that they would be actually receiving what they need. I think it's something more of what they see that society is asking them to have value for, that they put as precedence for anything while they're dating. Which, if it's a healthy provision type of thing where it's like, I am the dude in the relationship and I want to be able to provide for you, I want to be able to take care of you, whatever it is that you have is yours to keep. I'm here just to be of aid to you. I want to help you fulfill your dreams. I know you're going to help me fulfill mine because that's just your nature. So let's do that for each other. Let's go ahead and make this shit shake. Let's grow this shit for real. And that person, if you're dating that type of person, you hit check. I think it comes into some toxicity when that's what's expected. It's like, there's everything else about you that I appreciate, but the fact that you cannot buy me anything that I want at any point in time every day, I can't fuck with you. That's the part where it's like, it can get a little toxic when it comes to the materialistic aspect of everything. So there has to be that balance of, I can take care of whatever I need to as the woman. I can take care of everything that I need to. You're just adding to my fulfillment. You're meant to be adding to what it is that I want for my life. So when both people have that mindset, I believe both parties should receive care in that way. I believe both parties need to actually speak out whatever their terms are, whatever they want to see as, this is going to help us grow within this, and speak it out. I don't want to make it seem like wanting that as a female, wanting to be taken care of, and you just don't have any care in the world. If you want that, there are some people out here that would just want to take care of you. But then there's another side to that where you don't really have much of a say if something goes down. And you have to be willing to swallow that when the time comes. If something were to go down and you have to maintain for yourself, you got to be ready for that. So that's why I was saying the fact that I feel like it's what society makes you feel like you need, but it's actually what you want. It's not what you need. So if you don't figure out what it is that you need while you're dating, you're going to be asking questions about the wrong thing. The person that you get is most likely going to give you like a look of what it is that they could possibly get for you. But once you get into it for real, once you get into the deeper parts of the relationship, you're going to feel unfulfilled and you're going to question why. And it starts from us not even knowing ourselves as we grow up. We're looking at our parents and the way their love story is unfolding, and a lot of our parents don't stay together, bro. Statistics show that the divorce rate is, we already know, the divorce rate is booty, dog. So we know that a lot of people that get together may not stay together, but we want that. But then we're not learning from the mistakes of the people and our own mistakes. We're kind of just jumping into different things, trying to blame another person for the errors when it's also us. It's not just the other person. We also have to take into consideration where we are not really falling in line when it comes to partnership, when it comes to dating. If you don't know who you are, you won't be able to really pitch yourself as, this is who I am and this is what I want, because you don't even know. That's deep. Literally, that's the foundation of that whole thing. Is we don't really know what it is that we actually want. We haven't taken the time to figure out, what is it that I actually want from another person that's actually going to fulfill me? Like actually fulfill me. I feel as though dating is meant to show you all of the different things that you're trying to figure out within what you like and what you don't like. If you're moving in a state where it's like, okay, I'm kind of just doing this and I want this right now, without taking your time to get to know people and to get to know what they do that you like, and then start cultivating a list of things that you want to experience in a relationship or that you want to entertain entertain when it comes to a relationship. This is why I think dating is so fundamental, and we've been doing it wrong. We should be looking at these situations, these experiences as, what is this person doing? How do they run? Do I like this? I don't like this, so I don't think I want somebody like that. There's so many different things that people do that we can clock, and it'll be like, okay, yeah, no, yeah, no, hell no. You know what? Hell yeah. You know? And that doesn't happen often. When dating, it's what are we both bringing to the table? How can we both benefit from this? How can we both provide for this relationship? How can we both be an asset for each other? But a lot of people miss that, and it's like, what can you do for me? But it's like, nah, especially if you're dating for marriage, what is it that you bring? If you're saying something always needs to happen for you, that's a little... You need to be able to understand what it is that you want for real. But then with you knowing what you want, you have to know who you are and what you bring to the table. Otherwise, it's imbalanced. And you're always going to fall into some bullshit with some people because you did not choose correctly. You did not choose in a way that benefits you the best way. So you're going to end up being like, well, I might as well, especially if you already slept with them. Guys, we need to do better in dating. Moving forward, we're in 2025. We should not be regressing in the dating pool. There's literally diarrhea in the pool right now. And there's blue water. You know how when somebody pees in the pool and there's like a blue content? There's blue water and diarrhea in the pool. We can date with intention, but we're gonna have to be serious about it. And if you are somebody that dates just to date, that is also an intention. You just have to know that that's what you want from that. You have to be aware that you're not really looking for anything serious. You just want to date. You like it when somebody is kind of new and fresh and you get to learn somebody new all the time. And that person that you're doing all that fresh new shit with has to understand that that's what you're there for. You're not there to go into anything else. So then if they agree with you, then it's cool. But then if they don't agree with you and they want a relationship and you both are moving toward different directions, this is why there's confusion. This is why dating seems like it's bullshit, because people are not really being real with what they actually want. And maybe you might not even be aware of what you want until you come across it, because there's multiple times when I've come across somebody and it's like, you know what? Before this person, I had never considered being married to somebody. Until I started dating this person, I realized I could give being married a shot, like a real shot. And it's all on the opposite too, where it's like, yo, I've always been a lover boy, a lover girl. I've always been somebody that's wanted kids, that's wanted to get married. But after dating this person, I don't want none of that. And that's just unfortunate, because I think partnership is beautiful. So I'm very biased, don't ask me. Like, you may not understand, you may not come into light about what it is that you actually want until you get into a date that makes you feel those feelings. And that's because that person would bring that out of you with how they react to you. So that takes that person really being authentic with themselves and you being authentic with you too. Crux here, authenticity of self. That's it. That's it. What you really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want. I'll tell you what you want. When it comes to me dating, coming into this now, it's gonna be one of them things, because I feel like my way of dating is beginning to change. Of course, you go in like, okay, yeah, I like you, so this is why I'm going on a date with you. Obviously, most times, some people date just to eat a fucking meal. Kudos to y'all. I can't do that shit. I want to be able to like the person. I want to be able to like actually set it up with good intention, not just to, I mean, do your thing, you know? Like, for me, it does mean something where if I allow myself to be entertained by somebody, that means that I genuinely want to know more about you. And I feel the more I settle into this notion for myself, the more I find out the realness of a person, because then they don't feel like they need to be fake with me. They don't feel like they need to be acting a certain way or that I want something from them. Although sometimes people can have PTSD because that has happened to them. So there's a lot to work with when it comes to other people and their bullshit. I can't only think of it as my own thing. which makes it very interesting. I find people to be so interesting. But my thing is, once I got to a point where it's like, ooh, I like you. I could go just like, I'm exclusive. Like, I am just straight you. And that is something that I feel like I kind of didn't do well in the dating portion of everything. Unless the person and I have a conversation where it's like, okay, we're both going to be exclusive here. We're both going to understand that this is a relationship that we're going for. We both see each other as good people, good assets, beneficial to each other, so we can move forward with this in some way. If we don't have that conversation before I get all into it, like I'm exclusive, then I'm doing it wrong. And I'm like, okay, I can work with that. So dating for me now is going to be completely different. It's going to be something where I take my time. I actually want to date. I don't just want to fall in love. I want to feel like I'm getting to know the person without me getting emotionally invested until we are both emotionally invested. And I feel like that's the way it should be on both ends for everybody. So yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna be dating intentionally, like even more intentionally. And it's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna make the other person feel good. It's gonna be enlightening for both parties. So even if we don't choose to continue dating, we both learn something from us dating each other, because we'll learn something about ourselves and what we like and what we don't like. It's gonna be smooth. I don't have to fall in love. I don't gotta fall in love. And I think that's what my pickiness was, is because I've always been a lover girl, and I've always just wanted to be in partnership with somebody. I always find myself fueled by being an asset to somebody in that way. Regardless of whatever the situation, I'm always an asset when it comes to me being in partnership with the other gender. I find peace in knowing that both parties can work well together to make something work. And I think that's because of what I saw when I was growing up. It was like a lot of the tension was put on one party, and it didn't need to be that way. And the love that wanted to be shared didn't have space because one party had everything on their back. So even when it was wanted, it was vilified. It was made to be like, no. But it would have been so beautiful if both people knew what they wanted and both people were able to come together and provide that for each other. Like, I feel like there were some points that actually could have been talked about, worked out, but then in the end of it all, it was too much to actually go back and be like, okay, no, but this is what I wanted. Everything happened so fast with them, and that's what was going on with me. Everything would always happen so fast. Whenever I got into a good like with somebody, I'm all in. I want to figure out more. I want to see you more. I want to see you more. I can care less about anybody else. I want to see you more. But I wouldn't have that conversation with the other person. So even if there would be that slight exclusivity, if things got a little too heavy, it wouldn't be like, oh, they had the conversation with me of being exclusive. So now moving forward, I need to explain more about what it is that I want when the dating situation is happening. I need to say, yes, I'm looking for a relationship where it leads to marriage and we build on everything. Whatever we choose to build on, we want this for ourselves. Do you agree? Yes. If you don't agree, cool, I can live. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're here. Yeah, I'm excited to fully experience dating the right way now. I feel like I was in so many different areas in this video. I'm definitely gonna have to make a part 2 to just go deeper into my points. Essentially, dating the right way can be done right. We just need to know what we want and what we should be bringing, or what we actually bring to the table. If we're not able to pinpoint these things, we can't get mad at somebody else not knowing either. Nor should we expect them to figure it out for us. So yeah, I'm done talking y'all head off. Thank you for watching another episode of Present Not Perfect. I'm your host, Mimi Jeanite. Ew. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next episode. It's always been love. Mwah. Bye.